Happy Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. One of those people who has kind of context where that means a lot to you, well, then TGIF to you too. Hi. Oh, let's find an amusing one. There's cute little dogs wearing sweaters. It still looks funny and cute. So what is happening in the world of crypto? What is happening in the world of crypto? That's right. With Bitcoin, Litecoin, Solana, and others. Well, you may have noticed that in 2024, there was this thing called meme coins, which have actually been popular since before 2024. But of course, media tend to be late on things. Even YouTube channels tend to cover things after the fact. Except for the ones who are like promoting them, that are telling you things in advance in order to get the market hyped, right? But generally speaking, media outlets that are sort of reporting news, by definition, they're bringing you information after the fact. But anyway, last year was very much that year, right? Where the sort of buzz of the meme coin was all the rage in the crypto space. And everyone who likes to trash crypto couldn't stop trashing it. And 2025 is already beyond the meme coin, right? There's been runes, there's ordinals, there's meme coins, and all that's already on top of the fact there's NFTs, there's other Web3 things, right? Games and other things, and that's what is really Web3 even, if you think about it, right? So, I mean, it's a very specific and yet non-specific ecosystem of technology, right? Technology. Right? Hey, dog. Hey, doggy. You made the poop. Doggy made the poop. I hate that. Morning. And just dogs amuse me. What can I do? They can distract me. It's true. It's fair play. Dogs and cats. So yeah, so meme coins were all the rage in 2024 in the crypto space. You know, there was the meme about meme coins. You know, you work 40 years to make $1 million, and then you spend 10K on a meme coin to make millions of dollars in a week. Which okay, that's happened on a number of occasions in very small amounts. You can't really bank on that. Anyone who thinks you can is really missing the statistical facts, right? It's not really a thing, right? Most of the time, people miss out on jumping on the wagon early enough to get on the hype train for the pump. And even if they are on board for the pump, guess what? They're pretty much all exit liquidity for whoever's going to dump at the high. How do they know what the high is? Well, here's the thing. Nobody knows entirely, necessarily, what the high will be. Even if you can have a good idea using the VEPs, etc. But in usually all of these cases, there's not enough history to really do a full workflow with the VEF. So yeah, you can break it down to the second, and you could be looking at like the 1 minute chart, and that can be your high end history, maybe the 3 minute if you're lucky, if it doesn't pump for like a day, you know. But usually these things pump within the first few hours. They come on the market. That's the whole point, right? The moment they launch, people pump them. Once they get to a high, they dump, they take their profit, and the coin goes back to wherever it's going to be for, you know, relative to the high for like the foreseeable future. So if you have a thing that starts at 0 and goes up to like 3 cents, and then people take their profit at 3 cents, but then, you know, if it dumps back down to like half a penny or something, it's probably going to sit there for a long time. Yeah, it can go up and down, up and down, up and down from there, whatever, but it's going to be, you know, sitting down there very low for a long time, probably. And it doesn't matter if it, yeah, you could say, well, during the bull market, things go up. Okay, not everything goes up. Okay, yes, the overall average goes up. But if you pick a pump and dump thing, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go up. In fact, it means probably the opposite. And then you can point to ridiculous things like Doge and even Bonk, which is wonderful, but also ridiculous. Right? These like silly meme coins, or Shiba Inu, or all these other, you know, they're all ridiculous projects, really. And what, you know, forget what is their value, what is their use case. To be memes, okay, that's fine, but like, you know, what do people do with that? Look, as a person who makes memes, right, and has been making memes since before they were called memes, what value does it bring? I can tell you the value of the memes that I bring. It's intended to bring laughter, joy, entertainment, humor, happiness into people's lives. And that is the value that some of these projects bring. But many of them just repeat their logo. They don't do anything with it, nothing original. And okay, just hammering away your logo has a certain appeal to a certain subset of people. But after a while, you know, because people are fickle, the expression is it gets old. Even if it doesn't, even if it becomes new again, things that were old are new again. But you'll find that over time, less and less people will find an appeal in something that's just primarily that. You know, look at Dogecoin, right? Just as an example. It doesn't have a max cap supply, right? And they just keep making zillions of them every year. Where's the value in that, right? It's meant to be a meme coin. It's meant to be a joke. The guy who made it said, like, it's a joke. Don't buy it. Then just be shocked if anyone buys it or whatever he said. Like, he was, you know, the founder of it doesn't have any, or at least famously said, you know, he got out of the Dogecoin business because it's a joke. And it got old, and he didn't want people to take it seriously. He just wanted it to be a meme coin and die. But it didn't. And the thing trades at 30 something or whatever cents without any max cap supply. I mean, it is patently absurd. That doesn't mean it's a scam, by the way. Doge is not necessarily a scam, okay? It's just a decentralized fork of Bitcoin, right? Well, really of Dash or whatever, but Bitcoin that has no max cap supply, right? It has a certain, you know, slightly different, I guess what you could call crypto coinomics. Some people would say tokenomics. Well, it's not a token, it's a proper cryptocurrency. It just happens to be one that's a ridiculous meme of cryptocurrencies. right? So, which ones are going to do good this year? Listen, if anyone can tell you what are going to be the obvious big wins, right, in the next months. Well, that'd be some kind of grand vizier prognosticator, okay? That is why, if you're an investor, you look for things that are interesting for the long term, 3 to 5 to 10 years or longer. If you're like a serious investor, you want to go Warren Buffett style, you want things you can hold for 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 years and more, right, in your name and in your family's name, and so on, to build so-called intergenerational wealth, even though, as I've spoken to you before, it doesn't really exist. Yes, there are obviously exceptions to this. There are some families in the world who have been able to build intergenerational wealth, but most people are not able to do that. Even if you work real hard your whole life and you acquire $10 million worth of assets, $20 million worth of assets, $30 million worth of assets, you're not, in this day and age, $30 million is no longer wealthy enough to create intergenerational wealth, just so you know. Like if you have, even one child, if that one child will have 2 children, right, that means you'll have 2 grandkids. Okay, maybe you'll be lucky and they'll still be doing all right, but by the time they have kids, 3 generations from you, chances are it'll be gone. Now, if you have $100 million after taxes, after inheritance tax and everything else, like $100 million real dollars in today's money, and you know what to do with it, like invest it properly, diversify your portfolio a little bit, hold a bunch of different types of assets, but primarily focus on the things that reliably make you money, capital. You want to make sure your capital doesn't deplete over time. Of course, you could be a little bit, quote unquote, risky about it and just invest in things like Bitcoin or whatever, and keep a hawk eye on it, so that if it does suddenly go into pot, that you get out of it, take your profits, and put your money in something else, right? But meanwhile, that asset class has delivered insane returns and is likely to do so. Look, at the beginning of last year, Bitcoin was, what, 30, 40K, something like that. The beginning of the year before that, it was like at 15 grand. So it went up like 120% or something like that last year in 2024. Year before that, in 2023, went up like more than 150%. I'm talking about Bitcoin. Other coins went up way more. The returns on investment have been through the roof. It's been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Have they been worth it? Yeah, if you've held on, right? Even if you haven't held on, if you have to buy and sell, still been pretty good, right? Look, if you can buy an asset that goes up 5% in a day, or 3% or whatever, which it does like on a regular basis, even on days when it goes down 2, 3, 4, 5%, giving you significant returns to the downside if you're trading it, right? And if you're not, you're just investing. So you have a day when it dips a little. But if you're really holding on for it, you don't care about those dips. If anything, you just see them as an opportunity to get more at a relatively cheaper rate than where it was the day before. Now you could say, well, it's more now, but it was even, you might be getting a dip now, but it was cheaper a month ago. Yeah, well, and shouldn't you have bought it a month ago? Oh, but it was going up. Well, yes, maybe. Depends on the time frames you look at. which is why I always tell people, come and learn to trade. It's much easier than trying to guess. When you're trading, you're not really guessing if you know what you're doing. Okay? You're making, at best, an educated guess, or sorry, at worst, an educated guess. At best, you're just reading what the information is telling you very clearly. Right? It's telling you when it's going up or when it's going down. It's very obvious. It's just telling you that outright. And so, you should make the most of it. Make the most of the information that's available to you. Don't just be a pud knocker waiting for whatever it is you're waiting for. For someone to come along and tell you, oh, buy this, sell that. Nobody's going to do that for you. Okay. And if they do, they're usually lying. Or they're misinforming or misleading you. Even they're going to, because nobody can actually tell you at any given moment what you need to buy exactly right now or sell exactly right now. Okay. Now they can give you general ideas. They can say, oh, it's good to. It kind of depends if people will continue to use more oil over time, right? Of course, industry will use oil for a long time because you need it for all kinds of stuff. Well, it doesn't mean necessarily the asset is going to be continually having positive returns year over year, decade after decade, right? It might, it probably will, at least for a while. But at some point, like all things, it too will probably be used less and less. Now you can say, what are you talking about? Oil's been used by humans forever. Yeah, because it's been very useful until now. But things change. Horses were also useful until about 100 years ago. How many people do you know that own a horse now? All right, that's going to do it for now, folks. I'll catch you guys later. Happy trading. And remember, you can come get your free live stream information if you want on the Alpha Trading live stream. And join. You can watch it on Rumble. It starts Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Primarily, we run them in the Discord for the benefit of our Discord users. But we also run them on Rumble for people that want to watch them there. And we also do them now on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. Saturday tends to be the same time, 11 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and Sunday it tends to be at a different time, usually around futures market open. Also, which is like end of week, start of week, or just before the end of week, start of week for crypto. All right, folks, that's going to do for now. I'll talk to you later. Happy trading. Cheers.